You are tuned in to Run on the Grill. Welcome back. And tonight we have another quick and easy, hot and fast cook for you, man. We just gonna do a package of thighs, man. Open them up, throw them on the grill. I have already washed these thighs, rinsed them off real good. So let's get over to the cutting board and get them prepped. So I have already placed a couple of paper towels down over my cutting board, and that's just to keep it dry when I start placing the chicken on. Now I'll bring the thighs over from the sink and just place them directly on top of those paper towels. Next, I'll get a couple of more paper towels and start patting dry the top of my chicken thighs. Just get them all nice and dry. Now this way, once I flip them over, I won't be flipping them over onto a wet cutting board and getting them wet all over again. So now I'll flip them back over to the underside, make sure that's nice and dry. And then I'll take those paper towels out from under the chicken, put the chicken directly on the cutting board so I can start seasoning. Hey guys, I want to jump in here for a minute. I had to correct myself because I just said that I was about to start seasoning the meat, but actually it is a little too early to season that meat right now. We got a couple of more steps to do, and I have found from my research and from my own experience that when you're doing a hot and fast cook, you want to season your meat right before you put it on that hot grill. You don't want to season your meat and have it sitting there for 15, 20, 25 minutes or so. Most of that is really about the salt content. Salt, over a period of a few minutes, will actually start to draw the moisture out of your meat, so you can end up with some meat that's kind of dry or even tough sometimes. Now, over a longer period of time, what'll happen is that the salt will, it will draw the moisture out of the meat, but then the meat will draw that salt and the moisture right back in, and then you get something real cool. You get a very moist, flavorful thing, but you typically don't have 45 minutes to an hour or something like that when you're about to do something hot and fast, like some chicken or some wings or something like that. You're gonna put it on the grill before it has time to draw that moisture back in. So I have adopted, just from my reading and from my experience, I have adopted the habit of waiting until I get everything prepped and my grill hot and ready, and then right before I'm about to walk it out there, that's when I put my seasoning on. So we're gonna trim this chicken up, get the grill ready, and then we'll season the meat. Let's get back to the video. All right, we got them all on the cutting board. My cutting board is dry and both sides of my chicken is dry. So now what I'm going to do is get my knife here, and you can see that there's a lot of excessive skin hanging over. That can really cause flare-ups when you put the chicken on the grill. So I'm just gonna get my knife here and we're gonna trim these up. All the excess skin, all the hanging skin that's hanging around there, trim all that stuff off and get them nice and neat. We have done everything we need to do to this chicken at this point, except season it and put it on the grill. But before we do that, we gotta light the grill. So let's get out here to the backyard and fire it up. It's time to dump these coals, and I'm just gonna flip my chimney over, but notice I'm putting all my coals on one side of the grill. I'm not going to cover the entire bottom of the grill. You always want to use a 2-zone setup. It gives you complete control, stops flare-ups, gives you some place to move your food if it starts to burn. So we're going to use this 2-zone setup, and I'll be putting my thighs over on the right side. So let's get this oiled up and cleaned up, and then we'll go back inside and season our thighs. 1 piece of Applewood right there. All I need is a little flavor. I use wood like a seasoning, especially when I'm doing grilling hot and fast. We open up both the vents, and then we'll go inside while the grill heats up. All right, so we got our coals lit, the vent wide open, the lid is on, the grill is coming up to temp. Now it's time to season the meat. We are using Kinder's The Blend. SPG, baby, salt, pepper, garlic, the holy trinity of seasoning. We are going to season all of these thighs generously on both sides, and then we head it straight to the grill. All right, let's get back out to the grill. It's been warming up for about 10 minutes. I know it's good and hot, so let's get our thighs on. And as I told you, I'm going to put the thighs on the opposite side, not directly over the coals, but on the right side of the coals. They're going to get plenty of heat, but they won't burn or get flare-ups. So as I'm putting this lid on, I'm very careful to make sure that the top vent is over the top of my food. That way the smoke won't just rise up and leave the grill. It'll be drawn over the food so we get that smoke flavor. Now let's make our glaze, guys. 3 simple ingredients. We got brown sugar, Frank's red hot sauce, and soy sauce. We're just gonna mix this up until we get the consistency and the taste that we like. I don't have measurements for you. You can see I went a little heavy on the soy sauce, and it got a little thin and a little bitter. So I added a little more brown sugar to balance that out. Mix it up, and we're ready to take it to the grill. All right, so at this point, our chicken thighs have been out here cooking for about 20 minutes. It's time to go out and check on them. And you can see that they're looking good. Look at that skin, man. It's getting crispy and everything. I'm just kind of checking them out. I'm looking under the bottom, trying to decide if I want to flip them or not. It's totally not necessary, but I did end up kind of flipping these because I wanted to get some more color underneath. So I did flip them, and we're just going to let them go for another 10 minutes on the other side. I want to get some color underneath, even though I'm not going to be glazing the bottom. So we're just going to flip all of these over. We're going to back them away from the heat a little bit because they're just about done at this point. And we'll come back out when it's time to glaze. All right, it's been about another 10 minutes, and I'm looking at my thighs. I'm liking what I see a little bit better on the bottom. Got a little bit more color. That's all I wanted. So now let's get them flipped back over and get ready to put the glaze on. Yes sir, that is looking good already, is it not? Now remember, when I first put these on, I had all of the chicken right up next to, but not over, the coals. Now that they're done and I'm just finishing up, you see I backed them away, I got them against the other wall. So we're gonna put the lid back on, let these go for another 10 minutes or so just to set the glaze. But these bad boys are done. We'll bring you back for the reveal in a minute.